Hello, I'm going to show you a sewn bind off that is a really good companion to this knitted in hem with this nice finished looking edge here. For my little swatch here I worked just a few rounds of garter stitch and then I worked 3 rounds in stockinette stitch. First thing I'd like to do is turn my little sample here inside out, and we're going to locate the stitches that are running the opposite direction from the stitches on our needle. Those stitches are these purl bumps that lie between the stitches on our needle. And we want to count 3 purl bumps, so 1, 2, 3. And that is where I'm going to start picking up these bumps. And just pick them up all the way around. And I'll come back in a second after I've picked up all the stitches. So I have live stitches on my larger needle and my purl bumps on my smaller needle held to the back. I have the first half of my round on the needles, and then the second half I just have lying on my cord here. Ordinarily I'd use my tail for this bind off, but for this video I'm going to use contrasting yarn. So to start, we're going to insert the tapestry needle from left to right into the stitch on the larger needle. So I'll leave myself a tail here to weave in. The next step is to insert the tapestry needle up through the first purl bump. For this first purl bump only, we'll be revisiting it at the end of the round on the last stitch, but for now we're going to slide it off the smaller needle. Next we insert our tapestry needle down through the next purl bump, and then from right to left into the stitch on the large needle, and we're going to slide it off the large needle. And then pull just slightly to snug that down, hopefully without getting your yarn caught on either of your knitting needles. And then we repeat those steps. Insert from left to right on the stitch on the large needle. Up through the purl bump on the small needle and slide it off. Down through the next purl bump. And then from right to left into the stitch on the large needle and slide it off. And pull just slightly to snug it down. Okay, I'll come back in a minute and show you the last stitch. So we're down to the last stitch, and I wanted to show you how this works with the first purl bump that I mentioned. We're going to work this just as usual. Slide the needle from left to right into that first stitch. Insert the needle up through the purl bump on the small needle and slide it off. You set that needle aside. And then what we want to do is go down through the purl bump. Hopefully you can see it here. This is the first one that we worked with. So we're going to bring our needle down through that purl bump and then back from right to left into the stitch on the large needle. And we're done. Just snug that down a little bit. As you can see, it makes a really nice hem that matches this knitted in hem down here really well. It's reasonably stretchy and very attractive. That's how it looks on the